In this forecast, there's a chance for severe weather in central Texas and western North Texas tonight. The Storm Prediction Center has included Abilene in the slight risk for severe weather tonight. And the heat wave continues across North Texas. Temperatures in the 90s and dew points in the 70s. The timing guide for storms tonight and more is coming up all in this forecast. This is North Texas Weather Center with your latest 3-minute forecast, and temperatures out there this morning. We are actually pretty hot out there. You can see all of us are starting out in the mid to upper 70s, closer to 80 in a few spots. I mean, it's going to be a hot day overall. You can see temperatures by lunchtime today. Many of us will warm up into the mid to upper 80s, low 90s back off to the west. At least it will not be as warm as yesterday. Many of us hit the upper 90s and low 100s. It'll be a little bit different today. We'll be in the low to mid 90s across the metroplex. Back out to the west, a bit warmer, where those areas might get into the mid to upper 90s. So it'll be a little bit warmer out there than DFW today. Take a look at the dew points as well out there. It is humid. You can tell the dew points right now in the low 70s. That is not typical for any time of the year, to be honest with you. So it is obviously very humid out there. A lot of us will still be in the 70s throughout the day today, and see eventually by 3 o'clock. Again, dew points are going to be up there all day today. Now, what's going on with this whole weather pattern? As you might know, we have not seen any significant rainfall in several days, and it's not forecasted to improve anytime soon. Well, I'll kind of give you a breakdown here. So we have a high pressure ridge kind of put in place here. It's called a blocking high, and what this is doing is preventing really any low pressure systems from coming to our region. That really blocks off the Ohio Valley and as well as the southern plains. Now back off to the east, you can see a little low pressure system that's actually going to circulate around that high pressure system and bring a little bit of rainfall maybe to the east coast, but it will not bring anything to us, unfortunately. Back out to the west, there's a little low pressure system, which is actually a little bit of divergence here on the eastern side, excuse me, of this jet stream. And what that's going to end up doing is bring maybe a few severe storms to western North Texas, or really more of western Texas, but maybe a couple of isolated storms near western North Texas a little bit later today. So, and as you can see here, here's your severe weather outlook for later today, mainly for the evening and overnight hours. There is a slight risk of severe weather for those that live in Abilene and anywhere just west of there. Those areas are included in a slight risk, as well as a marginal risk for areas like Seymour and as well as Graham. Those areas, the main threats tonight will be damaging winds and maybe a little bit of isolated large hail. Nothing beyond that. We're not really looking at a tornado threat, luckily, so it's not too much to be concerned about. Again, any rain that we do see today is going to be very beneficial, again, to that drought that we're having over much of Texas. Take a look at the future radar today. Again, we'll stay dry this morning. By later tonight, we will eventually see maybe some showers and storms approaching, again, central Texas, areas like Abilene, Childress, and maybe even Wichita Falls, but this will be right around 11 o'clock, as you can see the timestamp. So again, some showers and storms back out to our west. By 12 o'clock, those storms start to move into areas like Wichita Falls and maybe Abilene, but again, a lot of these are going to be falling apart. A stronger cap will be in place across much of North Texas. So I'm not really forecasting anything widespread at this point, but again, maybe some scattered showers and storms eventually by 2 to 3 in the morning. That outflow boundary, as you can see here, not really carrying anything left with those storms. So unfortunately, rain chances for DFW seem to be extremely low to 0. So unfortunately, we're probably not going to see much tomorrow. Take a look at the temperatures tomorrow morning. It will not be nearly as warm tomorrow. We'll start out in the upper 60s and low 70s, so a bit more comfortable for you if you have any morning walk plans. And eventually by the later afternoon hours, you can see many of us will not be as warm again as today. We'll be actually in the upper 80s back off to the north, low to mid 90s across much of the area. So it'll be a little bit nice and for refreshing going into tomorrow. Here's your latest North Texas Weather Center 7-day forecast. Again, temperatures over the next several days. All of us will be in the 90s almost every day. So it's going to be, again, very hot, very humid. Eventually by Saturday and Sunday, some isolated storm chances may exist. A little trough might kind of sneak down into the southern plains, but I don't really expect too much in terms of precipitation there. This forecast is brought to you by Platinum Contracting, All Dense Repair, and the Dashner Law Firm.